Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Turning Pages. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Ocean.
And thank you so much for tuning back in. So today is the last installment of our Twilight reviewing series. And we are reviewing the book Breaking Dawn. And after this, we'll review Breaking Up Part 1, the movie, and Part 2 of the movie. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know what the Twilight series is about, it's about this girl named Bella, and she moves to this small town named Forks and lives with her dad. And she ends up falling in love with a guy named Edward, who she finds out is a vampire. And then Edward is always trying to protect her from fellow vampires who aren't as kind as him and his family, the Cullens, are. And in this book, Breaking Dawn, Bella and Edward get married, and Jacob's still in love with Bella, and he's reeling over his feelings, and it's hard for him to cope because he loves her so much, and she's married to another man. And Bella and Edward have marital relations, as many married couples do, especially after they tie the knot. And Bella ends up pregnant with Edward's baby. And that's never happened before. So they're like, oh my God, this is a half human, half vampire child. And half of the Cullens want her to have an abortion. The other half, including Bella, want her to have the baby. But the great thing about this book is that it switches up points of view. So the first little bit is Bella's point of view, then it's Jacob's point of view for the middle, and then it's back to Bella's point of view for the end. So we enter Jacob's point of view, and he becomes an alpha. And he separates from his original pack that included like people like Sam, Seth, Leah, Jared, all of his old friends. Because Sam wants to destroy Bella and the baby because they view the baby as a threat and they want to protect their family and the people of Forks. And Jacob's like, that's not okay. We're not going to do that. And then he becomes an alpha and starts his own pack to protect the Cullens. And Leah and Seth join him. And yeah, so then Bella gives birth to the baby, but then she dies, but then she's reborn because Edward bit her a bunch of times, and she becomes a vampire. And her baby, she names it Renesmee or Renesmee?
I think it's Renesmee.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like everyone loves the baby. The baby was in Bella, but now they love the baby because the baby has a gift. She can touch you and show you all of her memories, like touch your face and show you all of her memories and basically win you over. And like, she's adorable from what everyone describes. And honestly, she's super, super chill. And she grows very, very fast. By her 7th year on Earth, she'll be full grown, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So she grows really fast, obviously, because she's a mix of two different things. She can drink blood, but can also eat human food because she is like half human, half vampire. She has a heartbeat, but she is still like immortal. But Jacob comes along and is like, oh my God, like I'm so mad Bella died. And then he sees Renesmee and he imprints on her. He falls in love with her.
Oh my God.
And Rosalie, who girl boss, she was protecting Bella and the baby. She's mad. Everyone's mad at Jacob, really, because they're like, what the flip, Jacob? But Sam and his pack back off because they have a thing between wolves where they can't kill each other's loves, like imprints. Whoever they imprinted on, you can't kill them. So anyway, Bella finds out. She's furious, but eventually everyone moves on really, really fast, which is really weird. But then the Volturi find out eventually that Renesmee exists, and because there used to be these things called the immortal children, where it was like children who were turned as babies, not born, but turned, and they wreaked havoc, and they caused a lot of chaos, burned a lot of cities, killed a lot of people. The Volturi saw Renesmee as a threat, and they go to kill her, only for them to have peace talks and let Renesmee live. And basically, that's the end. Edward, Bella, and Renesmee are a happy family. Jacob will one day marry Renesmee when she's old enough, and the Cullens get to live in peace with the Volturi off their backs for now. And Bella also realizes she's a shield and has that power, so she shields them whenever the Volturi comes to visit so that they can't hurt them. And that's basically it. That's Breaking Dawn. It has a nice ending. Like, it's chill. But I want to hear all of your thoughts. What did you think about it? Do not hold back. I definitely have some.
I thought it was really stupid. That's kind of my main thought throughout the entire book. I was like, this is just stupid. Like, I feel like every plot line of every Twilight book so far has been like, Edward and Bella are actually insane, and then they both do something stupid, and then it's everyone else's problem, and then everyone has to band together to protect Bella from whatever, you know? I feel like that has been the plot, but like in slightly different ways in each book. And I thought, I don't know, this was like crazy. Like, there's a lot happening, but also not really a lot happening at the same time. And like, I thought the whole like pregnancy thing was crazy. I hated reading that so much, and I'm so scared to watch the movie. I don't want to see that. I'm so scared. It was so like it was so disturbing. I hated it. And then Jacob imprinting on what the heck? Why has that happened like twice in this book? Is a full-grown man imprinting on a little toddler girl? That's crazy. That's crazy. There's no way to justify it.
100%.
There's literally like a interview with Robert Patterson. That's his name, right?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
I'll have to find it. It's so funny, where he's like, I'm pretty sure Stephenie Meyer was mentally unstable. And I could not agree with him more, because what the hell, girl?
Literally.
Like, what was her thought process when she was like, I'm gonna make this guy fall in love with a little girl? I mean, okay, I understand, like, she had to make everyone join Edward's side.
Yeah.
And like, because too many people were Team Jacob, so she had to do something. But like, make him fall in love with a little baby girl is crazy.
It is crazy.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
And I thought like the ending, like, I guess it's a good ending, but it makes me mad because it's not a good ending for me. Because if Charlie doesn't get a good ending, then I don't get a good ending.
His ending was so mixed.
Literally.
Because he ends up with Sue, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, good for him finding love. But he also realizes that there's something different and weird with his daughter. And all of a sudden there's a baby that's growing really fast. And they lied to him about it being her daughter, even though he knew that she probably gave birth to it. And, like, Jacob showing him that he's a wolf. Like, that's traumatizing. And it's, like, need-to-know basis.
Yeah. And, like, he probably, like, they're gonna disappear, right? In like a year or two, like, and
go to South America.
Not part of the book, but like, they're gonna do that, which is so sad. That's like faking your death for your parents.
Also, Renee had no time in this book. That's her mother. Why aren't you talking about her more? Literally. Why did you forget about your mother?
Like, she has such a strange relationship with her parents. Like, I don't understand. And what else? Yeah, I'm just like sick of Bella. I'm so sick of her. I don't know why all these guys keep falling so deeply in love with her. She's literally...
Well, I mean, Jacob was in love with the egg in her stomach and just thought it was her. But like, didn't you see? She wanted me here from the beginning. Bro. You wanted us to be family. Now we can be family, and I'll be your son.
Ew.
Get away from me. Get away!
What do you mean I'll be your son? You guys literally made out passionately. Shut the fuck... Shut up. Ew. Ew.
Gross.
Ew.
How are you going to explain to your future wife that, like, oh yeah, I made out with your mom, and I really liked it, and I was in love with her for like a few years.
Also, I've been in love with you since you were born, by the way.
Since you were an egg in her stomach.
The day you were born.
But, like, it's fine. There's no more feelings there towards your mom.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I literally left my pack that I've known my entire life for your mom. Even though I knew I wouldn't have a chance with her. I just did it anyways. And then I saw you as a baby, as a toddler, and I was like,
like a fresh newborn.
How attractive. I want that. Let's get married.
It reminds me of like, you know, those stories of like those girls who like their boyfriends sleep with their moms.
Ew.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah, like the romance dynamics are crazy.
Yeah.
One big happy family.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least she made an interesting book. Like, I was never bored.
Yeah,
I wasn't
same.
happy all the time, but I wasn't bored.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So, like, literally, I hated that pregnancy line so much, too. I felt bad for Edward. I actually felt really bad for Edward because
Honestly,
he didn't want the baby. And he's watching the love of his life slowly die because Renesmee, while she was in the womb, she was basically killing Bella from the inside out because they didn't know that she would need blood. So she was taking Bella's blood, breaking Bella's bones, and Bella was becoming super weak. And I felt bad for Edward. Imagine watching the person you love more than anything else die, and it's their decision, and they didn't let you have an opinion on that life-changing decision.
And it's basically your fault, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I felt bad for him.
Bro, why didn't they use protection, bro?
That's exactly what I said.
Because they were like...
I mean, like, it never happened before, so I guess they didn't think that would be a thing, but...
Bruh. Those idiots.
That's kind of a lesson. Just be safe, bro.
Yeah, guys, that's the moral of the entire
Let's be a little
story.
bit less freaky and a little bit more chill.
The moral of Twilight is use protection.
Literally. Use protection or you'll die.
Yeah. And don't be a pedophile.
And your
please.
best friend will fall in love with your newborn baby.
Yeah.
You'll give birth and your best friend will immediately fall in love with your baby. Use protection.
Yeah. Use protection.
No, like, it's actually so wild. And I felt so bad for Charlie because, like I said, everything that happening, and he was like, Bella, you don't need to tell me anything. I know there's something different, but it's a need to know basis. Like, if I don't need to know, don't tell me. And I was like, that must hurt so bad being a parent. Your child not being honest with you, your child choosing a random family and not you.
Yeah.
And you're nothing but nice to her and they treat you like garbage.
Also, like, I was thinking, I saw, like, some TikTok comments talking about this, and, like, I was thinking about it a few days ago. Like, from Charlie's perspective, her relationship with Edward seems, like, really scary and, like, almost abusive, like, because he has
100%.
no idea what's going on, and there's been multiple times where she's disappeared without a trace for multiple days. She's, like, run into the house screaming at Edward, telling him to leave her alone. Like, as a parent, that must be so scary. He must have thought he
So
was,
scary.
like,
An
she was getting hit
abusive
or something.
Relationship.
Yeah.
I would not want my child to be dating someone like that. And from Bella's point of view, you're like, oh, like, it's fine. Like, it's her making those bad decisions. But as a parent, you want to think the best of your child. And you want your child to be happy and healthy. And like what you literally said, whenever your child disappears, you think they almost die. And then now they look completely different. And their voice is different. And there's something off with them. And all of a sudden, they've given birth to a child that's growing way too fast. And their husband is being sus and lying to you. That is a horror story.
That is a horror story.
Terrifying.
From Charlie's perspective, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That poor man.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
so invested in her, and she didn't give a crap about him.
Literally.
Which is so sad.
Yeah, she just left.
And, like, Renee, like, she was mentioned, like, what, 2 times during this whole book? And this book is 760 pages.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in communication with your mother? She's like, oh, my mom's too weak for all this. She doesn't need to know.
Oh my God.
Girl!
She has no, like, empathy for her parents. Like, literally just look at it from their perspective. It's literally insane from their perspective.
She didn't talk about her friends once from high school or communicate with them once.
She did not give a fuck, bro.
She did not care.
She did not care. This girl, oh my God.
A thing that I think about this a lot is I wish we would have spent more time with the humans in this series. I wish we would have spent more time with Renee and the wolves and Charlie.
I wish that like Bella and Edward were just better developed characters because I just cannot like either of them. I find Bella is a very like two-dimensional, like kind of flat character. Like she doesn't really have any strong personality traits.
No.
Like, oh, she's kind of nice. Like
She's not,
I
but
don't
she's
know.
not really.
Yeah,
She
she's
didn't
not
stay
really.
in contact with any of her friends. She didn't let her parents know when something was happening to her and they were freaking out, being like, oh my god, something's wrong.
Like, she's not really smart. She's not
No.
really nice. She's not kind. She's not funny. She's not.
And Edward
like,
wasn't
anything.
really like, he was fine in Eclipse, but the only time he actually became a way better boyfriend / husband was whenever she became a vampire. Because then he could like, I understand he needed his self-control.
Bruh.
And like he couldn't kiss her or anything too much, or he'd want to kill her, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
But whenever she became a vampire, he was like making out with her in front of his parents and stuff like that. That's kind of gross. And it's like he only really became there for her emotionally whenever he could relate to her more. By her being a vampire.
Yeah. That's diabolical. Why was he so deeply in love with her too? Like, what was it?
Probably
about her?
because he couldn't read her mind, and that made him very...
Oh.
Like, my theory is because he was so drawn to her because he couldn't read her thoughts. He was like, I need to be with this girl.
Yeah. And then he like...
It was probably refreshing.
And he probably developed like an unhealthy attachment because he's been alive for so long and like...
He hasn't
just
found
lonely.
anyone yet. And
Yeah.
that's the first person who's been able to match his crazy. Yeah.
And then from Bella's point of view, like, I understand like she's insecure, but like it doesn't go into like any... If she had like some reason as to why she like searched for validation and like love in Edward and like kind of disrespected herself and her safety for love, for example, like if she had really bad parents or if she was bullied, like that would make her character make so much more sense and be more likable and more interesting and more like easy to understand. But like there's nothing... She had a normal upbringing, she had good like attentive parents, and like nothing happened to like make her have such an unhealthy attachment to this random guy, other than like, oh, she's insecure.
Yeah.
But like I feel like everyone's insecure, especially like when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
So I don't know, does that make sense?
I agree 100%. She has no reason to act the way she does.
Literally, yeah.
Because it's fine, like, being insecure. Okay, I'm sorry, like, you're insecure. I get it. Insecurity sucks. But do you have to settle?
Literally.
Do you have to settle and be with a man who's low-key toxic, openly says he wants to kill you, hates your best friend, doesn't let you see anyone except your parents, and like that's not healthy. That's controlling. That's manipulative. That's insane. And that's Edward.
Yeah.
He got a lot better in Eclipse, and in this book I gained some respect for him, and I felt bad for him whenever she was pregnant. I didn't feel bad for her. She was the one being hurt by the baby, but she's the one who made the decision to keep it. Like, there is such thing as an abortion.
Yeah.
Not now in the United States, but at that time. She could have gotten it. And yeah, I just feel like, girl.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel bad for her during the pregnancy. She, you know, whatever. I'm glad they had Renesmee though, because she was my favorite character by the end, because she was one of the only people that didn't annoy me.
Yeah, same.
And I loved Rosalie. Like, she was respecting Bella's wishes and wanting to keep the kid.
Yeah.
Like, did she take it a step too far? Probably. But she was the only one who truly understood what Bella was going through and wanted to protect her and make sure that the child was okay. Nobody else wanted that.
Yeah. She was definitely, I think, like, living vicariously through Bella because she can't have her own kids and that's all she's ever wanted. Poor Rosalie. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
I feel so bad for her. But also, like, she was the one who respected Bella's wishes and in the end became one of Bella's most loyal friends. like, she did everything for that baby.
Yeah.
She helped Bella through the entire pregnancy, looked after the baby whenever Bella died for those 3 days, and was slowly turning into a vampire. Like, honestly, I gained respect for Rosalie because it wasn't the thing that everyone else wanted, but it was the thing that Bella wanted, and she was respecting Bella's decision and making sure that Bella's child was being taken care of.
Yeah.
I loved that we were in Jacob's point of view, though, for half the book, because I don't think I could have read about that pregnancy in Bella's point of view and her justifying everything that was going on. So I like that we got Jacob's point of view. I loved the chapter titles.
Same.
They were so funny. I remember one of them was like, "What do I look like, the Wizard of Oz?" or something like that. And it was so funny, and sure as hell wasn't expecting that. I was just laughing so hard because he has like such dry humor.
Yeah.
And I feel like that it's so funny. Like, I love reading sarcastic, things like that. Anyway, that was so funny, and I loved his point of view. What was crazy, though, is that we got a scene in his point of view where there's Claire and Jared, or whoever imprinted on that 2-year-old girl named Claire, one of the wolves. And there's a full scene where the guy's, like, playing with the child.
Yeah. And it, like, went on and on. It was so weird. Ew.
It was really weird. I got the massive ick.
Same.
Tell me why 2 wolves from that pack imprinted on children?
Yeah, why is that a thing?
What the freak is wrong with that pack, you guys?
Yeah. That shouldn't be a thing, guys. What the fuck?
Boycott this pack and forks.
Literally.
They will make your pack imprint on children as well.
Yeah. We need, like, a protest or something. Put them in jail.
Oh, but I like that Jacob stood his ground and became the alpha he was always meant to be.
I'm the alpha. I'm the leader. I'm the one to trust.
Oh, that word was ruined. Because a few years ago, everyone was like, "You're the alpha. I'm the beta. This is the sigma." I'm like, I don't care. Like, I never liked that. I thought it was gross. So, like, that word's just ruined for me. Like, all
Bro's
these
too
words,
cool.
like,
Bro's too cool to be the alpha, bro. Bro's too cool. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
Bro's above the alpha. Bro's too cool to be the alpha.
But it's like, I like that he stood his ground. He stood for what he believed in. And Seth is so freaking cute.
He gives me maternal instincts. They should all be nicer to Seth. I love him
and
so much.
Jacob was so weird to Seth. He was like, "You're gonna go home after this because you deserve a life back." But and then Seth is like, "I don't want to. I want to be with you." And he's like, "I don't care what you want." It's like,
honestly, that is valid though.
like, I
he's
understand,
like
but
15.
also like let him adventure and learn for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that Leah joined them though.
Yeah.
And they hated on Leah, and I felt bad because, like, she was just a girl who literally the love of her life left her for her cousin or something like that.
Yeah.
And, like, out of nowhere.
Because her cousin could have kids and she couldn't have kids. Basically, that's why.
Which is evil.
And then they were like, "Oh my god, Leah's just so mad and miserable all the time. We all hate her."
Literally.
You guys have some
it's
empathy.
so sad.
Damn.
And then, like, Jacob was so rude to her the entire time, and I was just like, she's been miserable her entire life.
Yeah.
Leave her be.
Like, they all take it, like, as a personal attack for some reason that she's, like, miserable.
And it's like, and then at one point, she ended up going into Bella's house and yelling at her. That's honestly so valid because Jacob was feeling really upset that Bella was going to give birth soon because he didn't want her to die. And, Leah goes in the house and she starts yelling at Bella, "Stop leading him on. You're being so rude and you're always hurting him and you always, like, pull him back in, and that's very disrespectful." Honestly, girl boss, that's a true loyal friend.
She's
a true loyal friend would yell at someone like that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's speaking facts. Bella has been terrible the entire series.
Yeah.
Terrible to Jacob over and over again. And I'm not Team Jacob anymore. But it's like, honestly, Leah was so valid in doing that. I understood where she was coming from. And even Bella still led him on after that, which is insane.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what she was doing, leading him on. Because, like, it's okay to be affectionate with your friends and, like, hug your friends and stuff. But she was being, like, weirdly affectionate to him, like constantly like touching him and like I don't know, it's so weird.
And she knew that he was in love with her.
Yeah.
And she has a husband. And she's carrying a child.
It's crazy. Bro, it was so funny when Ed was like, we should share her. Do you
Literally,
remember that
like,
scene?
just convince her not to have the kid, and you can have kids with her or whatever, or you can have her on the weekends or whatever, but just convince her not to have the kid.
You could have her on the weekends.
That was
crazy.
insane.
That was insane.
Bro was desperate for her to live, which honestly, that's kind of sad. Like,
yeah.
That's just sad that he was like,
I think
desperate to do anything for her to live.
He just wanted a throuple. Deep down.
For real, he's just in love with Jacob.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, Renesmee's half his.
Wait, that's so true. Ew.
My mom said the other day, what if Renesmee was actually a boy?
Oh my god.
So Jacob would be gay.
Oh my god.
I wish we would have seen that.
That wouldn't have made anything better, but it would have been funny.
Like, it would have been funny. Also, the names. Renesmee has grown on me a little bit. It's a mix of Renee and Esme. Bella's mom. I'm surprised she remembered her.
Yeah.
And Edward's mom, who's a girl boss.
Yes.
The middle name, though, is Carly, a mix of Charlie and Carlisle. And if the baby would have been a boy, it would have been named EJ. Edward Jacob.
Edward Jacob is... The disrespect is crazy. Oh my god.
Why are you letting her choose these god-awful names? It is diabolical. These names are not good.
No. EJ is crazy.
EJ is crazy.
Also,
why
imagine
are you letting
like
her choose these names?
Imagine your name is EJ. First of all, that's crazy. And then you're like, Mom, why is my name EJ? And you're like, yeah, so like these two men who are like fighting over me.
Yeah.
And I was leading them both on, and I was married to one.
I was married to one of them.
And I made out with one of them in front of the other one, and it was crazy. And so I named you after both of them.
Which is wild and insane.
That is...
I would have never, if that were my parent, I'd never forgive them.
Literally.
And also my mom said the other day, Renesmee probably grew up, and then after, if eventually Bella and Edward died, just like, finally I can change my name.
Literally.
I can't believe that though. Like, that's
EJ
those names.
Crazy.
I was like, girl, why are they letting you in charge?
Literally.
You make the worst decisions in life and with names.
No,
you couldn't just go to a baby book?
Yeah. Choose a normal name. Please.
Agamemnon would have been better. And who names their child that?
You just gave me an idea.
Hey, you know what? Middle name? EJ. But like, dude, that was crazy. And then okay, so they find out that, you know, Jacob imprinted on the baby. The Cullens don't give a crap.
Yeah.
They're mad for like a day, and then they're like, I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about it. Which is true. You can't do anything about it.
Kill him.
But you could kill him.
That's what I do.
Or you could just be like, you know, separate them, or, you know, whatever. Not let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Bella's mad about it for like one scene. She's like, you nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness monster? And then all of a sudden she's over it.
Yeah.
Later on in the book, she thinks all of them are gonna die, and she forges fake passports and birth certificates for Renesmee and Jacob.
Ew.
Right?
Ew. Oh my god.
She's like, you love Renesmee so much, I know you'd never let anything happen to her. He doesn't love her like a dad. He loves her like a husband loves his wife.
Also, if he did love her as a dad, that's still creepy, because then later he's gonna love her.
He's gonna love her in a really different way.
Yeah. It's weird no matter how you put it.
Creepy dad.
Yeah.
They got over that so fast.
Literally. Oh my god.
It's like, it's a red flag in itself that this man looked at your newborn child and went, I'm attracted to her.
That's not a red flag, bro. That's illegal.
It is illegal, and it is a red flag.
That's a red...
Take your child and run away and make
Yeah.
new identities and kill that man.
Kill him. All pedophiles should die. I think Stephenie Meyer has things for a lot of things, and she just writes them in this book. And I think that Bella is a self-insert for her because Bella has no personality that she can just imagine herself as Bella. That's my theory.
Period.
That's my theory.
Yeah, that whole thing was absolutely insane. I couldn't believe, and they got over it so fast.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But then, yeah, towards the end, the Volturi hunt them down because they have to butt their noses in, and they hate the Cullens. And they're like, this child's a threat. And one of their friends, family friends, like, rats them out.
Mm-hmm.
And she ends up dying, Irina.
Yeah.
The Volturi kill her because they're like, this is an immortal child, you're a liar. But anyway, they literally just end up talking. Like, the Cullens, there's a bunch of build-up for absolutely nothing. The Cullens get, like, 30 of their friends over to be witnesses to watch Renesmee's growth.
Mm-hmm.
And to show them that she's not a threat or anything. And then they go into this big field. The Volturi pull up. Alice is gone for, like, months. She was barely in this book, which I did not like. I needed more Alice time.
I love
And Jasper
Alice.
was also gone. And Loki was kind of sad at that too.
Me too.
And so, like, the Volturi come and they have like 50, like 100 people there, and there is no fight. Like, literally, they just ask questions and they just talk back and forth, and then they decide not to kill Renesmee after Alice brings this person who's a half human, half vampire, and saw that, like, he wasn't a threat or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he grew to be an adult and stuff like that. And yeah, it's...
Yeah.
And there were some things I didn't like about that. I didn't like that everyone was mad at Alice for leaving, and they were like, what is she doing? She's leaving at the most important part. Like, obviously she was doing something important. Like, you guys can't really think she's just leaving you alone.
Like, that's crazy.
Also, Bella was mad at Emmett all the time, and that made me really mad because Emmett was nice and playful, and Bella just hated the fact that he was happy.
Yeah. Bella was
Like,
projecting.
So, anyway, a bunch of build up for nothing. The Volturi end up leaving, and then they're like, yippee, yippee.
Yippee.
And then they go back, and all their friends leave, and Bella and Edward and Renesmee go back to their little cabin that's near the Cullen house, because Esme made them like a little cottage. And they end up going there, and it's like happily ever after forever, the end, which is nice. I thought that part of the ending was really nice. But I was just kind of like, bro, like, all this build up with the Volturi and nothing happens. I was just kind of like, I'm glad no one died. I mean, except for Irina, but screw her.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, that was a lot of build up for just a conversation that could be handled over the phone.
Literally, it could have been an email, bro.
Literally.
Yeah.
And yeah, the story ends with no mention of Renee.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But she says that Charlie ended up with Sue.
That's good.
Which is nice. That means Seth and Leah will be her, like, siblings.
Aw.
Seth loves the vampires, so that's not an issue. We love Seth. Leah hates the vampires, so she's probably not very happy about that. But she's a girl boss, so.
She is.
Yeah. Yeah. But what did you think? What would you rate it out of 5 stars?
I would rate it maybe like a 2.
A 2?
I don't know. I'm just so done. Oh my god. And where was Alice? Where was Charlie?
Yeah.
Charlie, Alice, Seth, Esme,
Carlisle.
And
Renee. Justice for Renee.
Yeah. Those are the only characters that I like. The rest of them can die. Yeah.
Fair.
It was just stupid.
2 out of 5 stars. That's crazy. But honestly, I was getting sick of it too. Like, at one point, I had to push myself to continue because I was like, I'm just so tired of Bella.
Literally.
But I'm glad I read it, though. It was a nice ending. Yeah. I think I'd rate it a 4 out of 5. I mean, it wasn't my
Damn.
favorite by any means,
Mm.
but I liked the ending, and I liked that we had Jacob's point of view. That made me laugh so hard. And I thought that at least it wasn't nothing happening. Like, there wasn't, like, action, like, in fights, but it was still something going on. And, you know, but it wasn't a masterpiece. But I liked it more than Eclipse. But it wasn't a masterpiece by any means. Like, it's just Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to touch on?
No, I think I said everything.
Yeah. So in the next episode, we are going to review Breaking Dawn Part 1, the movie. We're going to talk about it. Very excited. And thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you are on Spotify, please leave us a follow and a rating. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And comment if you want to. Just say nice things, please. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're listening to this. Bye, guys.
Bye.